Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video, I'm going to show you how I've taken $120 and used it to propel my family forward. So my main goal for 2025 was to stockpile my home with a year's worth of personal, essential, and grocery items. Over the spring and summer, I got a little distracted and put more focus into home renovations than my stockpiling. So I'm a little behind, but stockpiling was my main goal for the year. So I want to finish the year off strong by being able to actually do what I set out at the top of the year to do. Like I said, I have $120 today that I'm going to that I've already spent to add to my stockpile. And my reason for stockpiling simply is to create a buffer between me and inflation. If I have the opportunity to shop my shelves versus having to go to the grocery store every time we need something, it's going to help my bottom line. I am the only person bringing in income in my home, which is normal. It's only me and my 16-year-old son in high school. But as a single income household, I need to have the ability to not have all of the weight of holding up the home on me. So anytime I'm given any type of extra income, I use it all to propel me forward. This $220 was given to me by you guys, by tuning in every week, by watching my videos, by liking, commenting, and sharing, and I thank you so much. $120 is not a little bit of money, in my opinion. It is a lot of money, and it makes a huge difference. So sit back, relax, and watch as I put up the few items that I have been able to buy today and add to my stockpile. I am forever grateful, and I am getting closer and closer each week to reaching my goal. So this is how I spent my $120. I got 2 of the Lysol sanitizer, some aluminum foil. I've never tried the Great Value, but it was much cheaper than what I typically buy, so I'm giving it a try. Some sandwich bags. I caulked my entire home already, but caulking is something that I have to do each year, so I got 2 extra caulk. I got glass cleaner, Lysol disinfectant spray, more of these gray microfiber cloths. I found a 24 pack by Rubbermaid, and then 2 of the Fabulosos. I started off stocking the smaller ones and decided that the larger ones were a better value and would work best for my family. But this is all of the items that I bought to add to my stockpile. So my goal in stockpiling is to create a better financial system for replenishing my household needs. I'm spending all of 2025 stockpiling my home with a year's worth of personal, essential, and grocery items so that moving forward, I can move to a quarterly system. Once I have all of the items fully stocked by the end of the year, moving into next year, I will replenish my stockpiles on a quarterly basis. At the top of each quarter, I'll see what we've used and replenish the used items with new items. I'll use a rotating system where I'm moving items from the back to the front and then adding new products to the back. It'll always keep me ahead of the game, but also it will help my bottom line financially. By only grocery shopping, not grocery shopping, only shopping for personal and essential items 4 times out of the year, it allows the bulk of my grocery budget to go towards food. Food is the item that we are heavy consumers of course. And personal and essential items, it takes longer for us to rotate through. But by eliminating the need to buy these items, it allows me to have more money for food, and it will help combat inflation. The $400 that I'm spending on my monthly hauls will go a lot further for me if I'm not spending any of it on personal household items. So, stockpiling for me became a real thing in 2020. At the time, the kids were home doing virtual learning and we were all in lockdown. I was spending half of the money that I brought in each month in groceries. Having the boys home all day long, they were eating. I started watching YouTube videos on stockpiling. At the time, we also were receiving stimulus checks. So I took the stimulus check, that the first one that I received, and started stockpiling. The videos that I watched were heavy on canned goods, so I started by buying tons of canned goods. The only problem with that is my family does not consume a lot of canned goods. They just said that canned goods had a long shelf life and that it would store best. And so I ran with that. But most of the items that we eat on a day-to-day basis aren't canned. Over time, I discovered how to be better at stockpiling. Meat and fresh fruits and vegetables are the star in my home. So I've learned to buy those items more than tons of canned goods that we will struggle to rotate through. It was only this year that I came up with the concept of stockpiling personal and essential items as well. There are some personal items that I've always bought only during tax refund time. Certain things like braiding hair, hair products, anything related to my hair, I only spend money on it when I get my tax refund. Certain items like things for the 5-pound buckets, I've only bought during tax refund. But this year, in order to get the money that I saved last year to work better for me or go further for me, I decided that I was going to stockpile all of our personal, all of the cleaning and household essentials as well. I'm realizing that for me was a great decision because we rotate through personal and household essentials slower than we do food. Stockpiling my home with the year's worth of those items is a lot easier than stockpiling my home with the year's worth of food. That is still the goal. It's just we rotate and eat through food a lot quicker than we use the products for laundry, personal, and like I said, household cleaning needs. I'm trying to create buffers. I fully funded my emergency fund last year. This year, I'm trying to fully stock my home because all of those things will help me. If there's ever a time that I need to cut back on my monthly output or expenses, I have the ability to cut groceries dramatically. I have the ability to shop the shelves of my home for all of our needs and not spend any money in those areas. That will help me. Being a one income household, systems that create the ability for me to not have to push so hard to earn money, to find new revenue streams, all of that creates peace, tranquility, and mental clarity for me. I need I need a system that feels like having my father. All my life, if I was ever in a bind, I had the ability to call my father. No matter what, he was always there for me. And when he passed, I struggled. I struggled in the reality that it's all on me now. There's no one I can call. There's no one that's going to come through, even if it's just $30. I don't have the ability to make that phone call. But I realize that God has provided me with so many opportunities to increase my revenue streams. I had an Etsy shop, which was very beneficial for me and my family. It helped me to fully fund my emergency fund with the year's worth of expenses and pay for my oldest to go to school. I've also had the ability of my monthly overhead being greatly reduced. By paying off debts and getting myself out of debt, I've alleviated a lot of money that I had going out. All of those things allowed an opportunity for me to save more, an opportunity for me to stockpile more. But in a season where blessings are falling into my lap, I try my best to steward what I have coming in to the best of my abilities. I truly understand that money will always ebb and flow. There will always be seasons of abundance. And in those seasons, I'm really trying my best to steward things to the best of my abilities because I understand that it's a season, that the blessings won't always flow in the manner that they're flowing now. And when it isn't flowing, I still need the ability to keep myself whole and to feel at peace. By using the money that I currently have coming in to propel me forward, it will make those seasons where my financial footprint is less more bearable for me and my family. Everything that I am doing is to propel us forward. And I understand the ebb and the flow and being in season and how to steward for times where I'm out of season. Recently, I've fallen in love with meal prepping. It makes my life so much easier. So right now I'm just prepping a couple of salads so that after work I have something that I can quickly grab and eat. I tend to take boiled eggs as my breakfast to work and a coffee. And so by the time I get off work and I get home, I'm starving. It makes a huge difference in me eating healthy or making healthier choices by having items that are already ready. So I tend to keep salads prepped in the refrigerator for myself. Also, while I was shopping today, I did pick up some grapes for Jeremiah. Grapes are his favorite. I just washed them off and put them in a bowl. I didn't even cover them because grapes last a day. By tomorrow, they will all be gone. And that is just for him. It's not something that I get every single week, like I said, because he will eat the entire bag in a day. But every other week or so, I do pick up some grapes, wash them, and sit them in the refrigerator for him to grab throughout the day. I'm really enjoying the ease of my life in this season. It does take a little bit of work, or I'm doing a little more work right now than I want to ultimately do in stockpiling, budgeting, detailed. Next year, I want my life to be a life of leisure a lot more. I want the ability to, like I said, just shop once a month for groceries, to only replenish my personal and essential items on a quarterly basis. I want to relax. I think it's important for me mentally to have times in which I'm working, and then also to create space for me to relax for long periods of time. I'm doing all of the work in my home that I want to do, like all of the updates, creating the patio, turning my bathroom into a spa, renovating the kids' room so that they have a peaceful and tranquil space to enjoy as well. Because next year I do not want to put this much work in. I want to just relax after work, watch TV, read a good book on a Friday afternoon, have a glass of wine, make charcuterie boards, and try all the different grades of cheese that I've never tried before. But I want seasons where I'm working and building and stewarding, and that's this year. And then seasons where I am just resting, relaxing, and creating a life that's pampered and of leisure for myself. I think that that's the flow that I want. I know that I have to put the work in myself to give myself the years of rest, and I'm okay with that. But I do want there to be seasons where I work, steward tightly, and then I want there to be seasons where I can rest, relax, and even though I am the person behind the wheel and facilitating the life that we have by the grace of God, I also want seasons that I am living like a pampered princess. So I'm going to end this video off by putting away the caulking. Right now at Walmart, 2 tubes of caulking are $2.97 a piece, which is a great deal. But I thank you guys for watching. As always, I love you. May God bless you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.